Good morning, Greenville, North Carolina. This is another edition of the Pep Talk, people, events, and places, and talking about Greenville, North Carolina, the best Greenville in the world. So, in our professional
the greatest
opinion.
Greenville.
Yeah, so my name is Scott Allenspach with Keller Williams Realty, a local residential real estate agent, and we've got my other lovely co-host here.
Warren Allen with the Click Firm. We do marketing, online, Google Ads, anything like that.
So we are back to you guys today, and we've got two awesome guests here today. Sierra Jones first. Welcome, Sierra.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, Sierra. Make sure you get a little closer
Sorry.
so the viewers can hear you. Okay.
Got it.
And then Andrew Schmidt is here with us as well. What's up, buddy?
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you guys for being here. So we last episode talked about barbecue, and we're just going to get right into it. So they are with the Convention and Visitors Bureau, and Warren here, for all the listeners are listening to us and not watching us on Facebook, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, Warren right here is wearing this lovely Brew and Cue Trail t-shirt that we just got, and we've got glasses here. So
She hooked us up. She gave us
Yeah.
a gift bag.
I came prepared.
Yeah.
We have presents for you guys today.
yeah, so this is awesome, and I'm gonna have to say Andrew has the worst cup here. It's a Redskins cup, so
Shots fired.
that water doesn't have to taste really good in there.
Just proof that the host doesn't know everything. That's
So we're here let's talk about first, we got this passport. So what is this, guys? To our viewers, what is the Brew and Cue Trail?
Go ahead, Sierra.
Well, the Brew and Cue Trail, you have the passport in your hand, so that
Passport.
the passport.
You didn't have it right. You're on the board now. You should.
I said passport.
Yeah, I
did say
think you had
passport.
it right.
Yeah, right. I'm
So,
wrong.
yeah, you can pick that up from our office downstairs at 417 Cotant Street in Uptown Greenville, or you can pick it up at any of the participating Brew and Cue Trail pit stops or pint stops. And you go around to all of the breweries, all of the barbecue restaurants in Greenville and Pitt County, eat and drink your way through the trail, get a stamp at each one, and when you complete it, you bring it back to our office at 417 Cotant, and then you can pick out either a pint glass or a Brew and Cue Trail t-shirt and share it and, brag to all your friends that you completed the trail challenge.
So this passport is actually really nice because it's really well done. It's got all the breweries here, and you guys are going to be updating it as 2020
Yeah.
because there's new breweries coming up online.
Yeah, very exciting. We have a local Oak Brewing Company out in downtown Winterville, and soon, probably by the end of January, Naughty Dog Brewing Company, also in downtown Winterville, next to Main and Mill. So we'll have to update the passport accordingly, and hopefully it keeps growing. Maybe we'll have a distillery or a cidery in the not too distant future.
We definitely should have got these stamped last week in the last episode. I'm looking at it, and it's literally every single place we
That's
went.
okay. These
you guys
treats
got
are-
the shirts and the
we brought
glasses
you
already,
the swag.
though.
We
So-
watched. See, we're followers. We watched, and we're like, hey, well, let's bring them
Yeah.
these items because they pretty much did the entire trail. So, and you can
In
do
one sitting, which
barbecue
is impressive.
and you can do barbecue or breweries or both. I mean,
Right.
if you don't drink, you can just do barbecue, or if you're vegetarian or don't eat pork, you can just do
Yeah.
the beer side if you want.
Right, yeah.
So have you guys done your own passports?
Yes. With all the fam tours and travel riders that we've brought through, we've definitely hit those stops on multiple occasions. So we're good.
And what would be your favorite place, or what is your go-to spot?
That's really hard to say. I'm an Eastern North Carolina native. I grew up in Kinston, so I was raised on Skylight Inn barbecue.
Nice.
But Bees is amazing. There's not one bad stop. I'll eat any of them any day of the week. But I grew up on Skylight is all I'm going to say. And
We love them all.
Sam Jones style barbecue.
They're being political
We
about
love
it.
them
They're
all.
like,
We love you
can't-
all.
We
Yeah.
can't have a favorite.
That's right.
Okay, so we're going to be taking some time today talking about everything about Greenville, North Carolina. So why don't you guys start off by kind of telling us what you guys do here for the city and for Greenville, North Carolina, the best Greenville in the world.
Got it.
Yeah, so the Greenville Convention and Visitors Bureau, we represent Greenville and Pitt County, and our job is we have a couple different jobs. The first is really to create a positive economic impact for Greenville and Pitt County through travel and tourism. So any community that has assets like a convention center or athletic facilities or great leisure infrastructure
so much,
is
right?
going to be in the tourism game,
Yeah.
and it's all about attracting visitors to Greenville and Pitt County. So, for example, we'll do conventions. If a major convention comes, we'll take the United Methodist Conference, which comes every June. You've got almost 1,000 people here for 3.5 days. That's almost $1 million into the local economy. They're at our hotels, they're at our restaurants, shop at retail. And so that makes the economy
It
healthy.
makes a huge difference. I don't think everyone realizes the impact, like how many dinners get bought, like lunches.
Absolutely.
And it's because I know I used to travel a lot. When I would go places, that's when you spend like the most money.
Yeah.
It's like one weekend and, you know, a couple $100 later or whatever.
Yeah, and the exposure is great too, because you know, part of our mission also is to expose Greenville-Pitt County to people that don't know about us, and also change perceptions. Because what's happening here, the revolution that's happening here, all the infrastructure growth, not everybody understands it, and
Right.
they don't all see it. So when you get people here for the first time, you know, even people that have been here in the last 4 or 5 years, they've been here for 4 or 5 years, they get lost.
Right. Or they like pass through and visit. Like even my grandmother, who's like always lived in Greenville her whole life, like my cousin literally had to go drive her around the city so she knows like where the places are at, because all the landmarks are different now.
So you guys are selling Greenville, North Carolina, not just on the local stage, but like on the world stage. So you're trying to get the big hitters or even the small reunions and stuff to not go to the beach, to not go to the big like Washington, D.C., to say, you know what, let's go to Greenville, North Carolina. That's kind of your mission and your goal, is to get every kind of convention, every kind of reunion, everything to come to Greenville, North Carolina.
Yeah, that's right. Reunions, conventions, meetings, athletic tournaments, leisure travel, all that is important to us. We don't care about the size of the group. If it's 50, if it's 500, if it's 5,000, we want them to choose Greenville over our competition. And that's what other people need to understand, is we're competing against other cities. You don't have to spend your money in Greenville. You know, Asheville, Charlotte, Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill, Fayetteville, Wilmington. All these people have people like us that market their cities too. So.
And then Greenville has so many advantages as well, on like the cost standpoint. Probably, is that a thing? Like, do you guys, when someone's like, "Hey, we're planning a baseball tournament," like, what's it cost to pull this off in your city? Like, how does that normally go? Do they reach out to someone like you, or?
They can reach out to us. We prefer that they, you know, work through us, because we're the experts in the tourism industry. We know our infrastructure, and the affordability factor is huge. If you look at the consumer price index, we're about 95%. So that basically says we're 5% cheaper than the average location in the United States.
Oh, that's really exciting then, that you guys are a little bit cheaper. So how do people reach out to you guys and try to start this process? So if I'm with a big company, or if I'm with having a big reunion, or whatever the case may be, how do they reach out to you guys to say, "Hey, I'm interested in Greenville, North Carolina," and what's the first process or first step in the process?
Yeah, you'd want to handle that from the meeting side of that, Andrew?
Yeah, there's two different sides. There's obviously the meeting and tournament side, and then there's the leisure side, which Sierra can talk about. But you know, from the meeting side, we spend a lot of time outside of Pitt County, going to trade shows, going to membership meetings with groups and targets that we want to attract to Greenville and Pitt County. So it's all about forming the right relationships in our jobs. And once they understand us, once they know what our capabilities are, they can reach out to us through those face-to-face opportunities like the trade shows and membership meetings, specialized planner events like meeting planner luncheons, sponsorships that we do for other organizations.
So it sounds like a lot of the work you do really isn't even in Greenville. Like
It's
a lot
not.
So that's.
Yeah, our goal is anybody outside of Greenville and Pitt County, to bring them in to spend their money here.
So, and then when I'm traveling, and I do a lot of traveling just because of work and stuff for teaching, the hotel tax is kind of where I kind of look at and go, wow, some cities have like this extravagant hotel tax and others don't. So Greenville, North Carolina has a hotel tax, and that funds what you guys do, correct?
Yes.
That's right. So the hotel tax is 6%, and in North Carolina, that's the cap. So any destination in North Carolina can't go over 6%. But that is how we're funded. So the taxpayers that live here don't pay for what we do, don't pay for the marketing, don't pay our salaries, but they get the benefits, obviously, of having that economic impact and the shot in the arm to the economy. So yeah, it's great. We do have to split that tax. So we get, let's say we get, you go to the Hilton, you pay $100 for your room. $6 of that comes to us.
Right.
We take half of that and send it to the city of Greenville to help pay for the convention center mortgage, so to speak. It's the easy way to put it. And then we also take another $1 and send that to the convention center for marketing. So we get 2% out of the 6%.
Because I mean that having the resources and the infrastructure has its own expenses as well. You know.
It does.
That makes sense, but I had no idea.
So, okay, so now that we talked about, so the viewers that may not understand, because I think a lot of people that live in Greenville or live in Pitt County, they're like, oh my gosh, you guys are spending a lot of money outside of but you guys are trying to, for every dollar that you spend outside, you're trying to bring $10 or $15 back into Greenville, which is awesome.
Yeah, I think our ROI is between $15 and $17.
Right. For every
Yeah.
dollar we spend in marketing, we're about $16.50 that we return to the local
If
economy.
any business was doing that, I would be so happy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That would be amazing in real estate, too. For every dollar you spend, you get $17 back. I mean, that's awesome. So you guys are killing it so far. And I love that you guys are always thinking of different ways to do it. Like I saw your one expo that you guys dressed up like the Wizard of Oz. I mean, and everyone, so if you haven't seen it, go on their website and check it out. And your website is?
Visit GreenvilleNC.com.
Visit GreenvilleNC.com, and they probably have pictures of them. But all of the staff were dressed up as like a Wizard of Oz character. And it was come to the Emerald City.
Yes, because we are the Emerald City. We're out here in Oz.
I mean, I think it's
We're over the
genius.
rainbow.
I think it's genius, and you guys killed it, like from
Thank
the
you.
outfits or the costumes to the whole decor of the whole expo. So that's what you guys are doing. You're trying to just,
Sometimes.
but when you go on an expo,
Yeah.
that's what you got to stand out from the crowd because
Exactly.
I mean,
And
Greenville.
we won best booth at that
We did.
trade show. We
That's
did.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Because like Greenville, South Carolina, they're in magazines and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Big magazines like the Gun magazine,
Garden and
Gun,
Gun.
Garden and Gun. Yep,
Yeah,
they're
we've
in there
we've
all
been
the
in
time.
those publications as well, and that's kind of what we're up against. And we have a whole media advertising schedule that we're out there, but not quite to the extent of some of those larger
Okay.
cities.
That's probably like stuff like this really helps out with that, like
Exactly.
highlighting
Yeah.
the local things that people don't know about because they go to those places looking for the hidden gems and it's like, oh, we have them too.
Funny you should
Wow,
say
how
that. That's
about
the
that?
heart of our creative campaign is another hidden gem.
So is
Because
that-
we're
is
the
that
Emerald
2020s?
City. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Did
current.
you just,
That's
you
what we
didn't
have out
sneak
right
in on
now.
us, dude?
No.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah. I was about to say, you did your research on us.
All right, so now let's get into a little bit about what's going on in the next like 2 weeks. So the podcast is going to be launched, and all our viewers are going to want to know what's going on, and we're giving away 2 tickets. So it's going to be the Carolina Outdoor Expo. So why don't you guys talk a little bit about what's going on, where it's at, and kind of what that's going to showcase?
Yeah. Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay. The Carolina Outdoor Expo, that's going on at the Greenville Convention Center January 25th and 26th. It's from, I believe let me refer to my notes here. It's from 9 to 6 on Saturday and then from 10 to 5 on Sunday. It's
Okay. And
largest hunting and fishing expo in North Carolina under one roof is what they build themselves as.
Wow. So
Yeah,
we've
I
got
think
the
it's
largest outdoor hunting, fishing expo. So offshore fishing, local pond fishing,
Yeah.
hunting, whatever kind of hunting
Yeah.
gear and stuff like
Anything you need to be outdoors, they have it. They're going to have people there speaking, doing seminars and how-tos, demonstrations. Food trucks will be set up so you can have lunch out there as well. And then buy anything you need, boats, camping equipment, everything out there.
that. Nice. And how many years has this been going on in Greenville?
I believe it's the 4th or 5th year, isn't it?
Oh, awesome. So
Yeah.
they're always continuing to book with you guys, and that's something that you've kept because they
Yeah.
see a value here in Greenville, North Carolina.
Absolutely. It's a perfect spot for the region, very centrally located. So, Eastern North Carolina is big, and everybody here is into the outdoors and hunting and fishing, and so close to the water, it's perfect location for everybody to get to.
And how would someone win the tickets? You said they were giving them away. How does that happen?
Yeah, so I think, how do you guys want to give away the tickets?
Well, what do you guys think about if people like, love, and share your post on greenville.show
Correct.
on Facebook?
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll be tagged in that, so we'll see that notification too, so we can kind of calculate who's liked it and loved it and who shared it. And if you've done both, then you're entered to win 2 tickets, and you can pick those up at our office downstairs, 417 Tax, next week after the show airs.
That sounds great. So we'll give some time to everyone to like it. Now, if they don't win because there's only going to be one winner, how do they buy tickets? Can they buy them at the door?
They can buy them at the door. I believe they're available online at carolinaexpo.com, and they're $10 per person. And then if you're under 10 years old, it's free.
Sweet. That sounds awesome. So, I mean, I guess hopefully I can win the tickets so I don't have to pay $10. But
Host can't win.
Sorry. I'll still
You're a
like it
board
and love
member.
it.
We might have a ticket for you.
I love those expos though, because if you're in the market for something, it's like spend $10 and actually go shop around and see if like you find something you really want versus like driving all around, going to all these different stores and
Right.
You have everything in one roof, like she said. Makes it look so much
It's the
easier.
biggest one in North Carolina, so of course they're gonna have everything. And I'm not a hunter; I've never hunted before, but I do like deer and stuff. So
Yeah.
I have friends that
Deer and stuff.
I've had friends that killed the deer for me, but never gone and killed my own deer. So that's awesome. So
Well,
we've talked about
venison is delicious.
Oh, it's so good.
amazing.
It's so good. So we've talked about the Passport, which is the Brew and Cue Trail. Then we've also talked about Carolina Outdoor Expo. So you guys have other big events that are always on the calendar. So why don't you talk a little bit about like Dickinson After Dark or that big thing called Pirate Fest?
Yeah. Do you want to do Dickinson After Dark?
Yeah, we can talk about Dickinson After Dark. March 21st is going to be the date for Dickinson After Dark, and it's one of my favorite events that we do or we're part of. We don't do it Uptown Greenville, and other partners do it. But
Yeah, we work in sponsor.
yeah, we work and help. But it's a great time. Obviously, they close the road right beside Dickinson off,
8th
and
Street.
it's 8th Street, right? And you have vendors, you have entertainment, and lots of different people coming out and just enjoying nightlife in Greenville. So it gives another amenity to an already emerging area in the Uptown District. So it's a place that you can go after you go out to eat or before you go out to eat, but it's a good 3-hour, 4-hour period where people can go and enjoy their friends and, talk to vendors and taste different beers and so forth. So it's a lot of
the
fun.
largest outdoor nighttime beer festival east of 95.
See, look at this. Like we've got the largest. We've
got
got the
411.
largest expo for outdoor
Yeah.
hunting and fishing. We've got the
And this
largest outdoor beer.
Nighttime beer festival.
See, look
Yeah, and they base theirs on quirky fun. So you'll have like baton twirlers, fire breathers, all kinds of fun stuff out at this festival. It's all about being quirky and promoting Eastern North Carolina beer and food trucks.
Yeah, I think at the last Dickinson After Dark, there was a girl that had a dress on.
wings.
What was it?
She had the butterfly wings.
The butterfly wings, yeah. And I mean, they were huge. I was like, she's gonna fly away. But it's a lot of fun. What I like the best about it is the vibe. And so, and I had several people come up to me and say, Andrew, I feel like I'm in a bigger city, and that's what's happening in Greenville. Is we're starting to get these events where people are like, you know what, this is what you'd find in a bigger city, and that makes us really happy.
I think it's awesome because I've gone to like Charleston, South Carolina, and they do stuff like this a lot, maybe once a month or every other month. And it's awesome that it's happening here in Greenville because it does feel like Greenville is doing these things. And I've been in Greenville for now 10 years, and 10 years ago, none of this would have happened. Like close it down a street and have beer in the street and have vendors and have fun. And I've been to Dickinson After Dark two times now, and it's been just a fun atmosphere. And the beers are phenomenal. You guys get them from all over, not just from the Greenville breweries, but you're getting from Rocky Mount and Tarboro and
They had
other
718 from Ocracoke out there at the last one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's semi-annual, so they do it in March and then again in October every year. At least that's been the last 3 years they've done it. They do it twice a year.
And I just think it's awesome because that's just something fun to do. Just like when we have our umbrella markets and things like that, it's now putting Greenville on that extra level. We used to be a smaller town, and everyone's like, "Oh, you don't have the big stuff," but now you guys are bringing the big stuff here because Raleigh has all those brew festivals and all this stuff. So why can't Greenville have them? And you guys have been doing that, which is awesome. So kudos to you guys about it because I think it's a fun event.
It's also a great education tool too, because we have honestly a lot of our residents that don't spend a lot of time in the Uptown District because they don't know what's down there. So giving them a reason to come down and seeing all the different changes is positive too.
Yeah, I think it's just great. And Dickinson After Dark is going to be when again?
Saturday, March 21st from 7 to 10 p.m.
So it's going to be at After Dark, which is cool. And it's
So
going
you
to
can
be
go
on
to
Saturday.
dinner down in Dickinson at Dap House or Ford and Shep or Luna and then go over to the festival.
And then in a few months, we'll have a native down there too.
I
right?
know, I
Diners.
saw
It's
that.
exciting.
Very
We're
I
excited.
saw
excited.
that episode and I was hungry.
Yeah. Talking about greasy spoons. Can't wait.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So then you guys are also big advocates for Pirate Fest. So
Yes, absolutely.
again, we have way different viewers. We have some viewers from all over the world, in our opinion. So
International.
International. We're an international broadcast, and we
Best podcast.
won an award. We were telling people last night that we won an award. So
that we bestowed upon ourselves.
Right.
Oh,
But at the
okay.
end of the day, we're an award-winning podcast.
They don't
with
ask who
international
gave it to you.
viewers.
You just,
All you gotta say at the end is, in my opinion, and then they're like, okay, cool, it makes sense.
Got
So
it.
we are an award-winning podcast now, in our opinion. But you guys have Pirate Fest. So give us some like juicy details about Pirate Fest that maybe
you.
like
my
groundbreaking details that we can launch today.
Got it. Well, I'm on the, as Director of Communications and Marketing, I'm on the Pirate Fest Planning Committee with Uptown Greenville and Pitt County Arts Council at Emerge, the two presenters of and organizers of that festival. It's going to be Friday, April 17th and Saturday, April 18th this year, coming up very shortly. There aren't too many juicy details to share yet.
Come on,
Still working
Sierra.
on headliners.
Come on. You
There's
know.
always, I don't actually.
Can you throw just one name out there for our
can't.
viewers?
I
Just
can't.
one viewer.
I can't. I'll be like sent to Davy Jones's
Steve the
locker
Pirate.
if I
That's the
spill
one.
those details. But yeah, Friday night concert at the Town Common, Greenville Toyota Amphitheater stage from 5 until 9. And then Saturday the 18th, the headlining concert down at Town Common kicks off around 5. There's an opener usually that starts about 4:30. And then the headliner plays from like 5 until 7.
Okay.
But yeah, those details have not been finalized, but I can tell you after Valentine's Day, you'll probably hear some details come out. That's all I can say about
All right.
that.
If you say so, we can't bribe you right now and get it. Like
You might, you
in
may,
the final
you could,
three,
you
like
could bribe me if there was information to share, but none of those
Do you have
details
any
are
Mike and Ikes?
finalized.
Mike and Ikes? She
No.
loves
Is
those.
that our weakness?
Yeah.
really, she likes
Yeah,
Mike
Sour,
and Ike?
Sour
She
Patch
does.
Kids.
Oh, Sour Patch. I love a
Kids,
Sour Patch
yeah.
Kid. Okay, so Pirate Fest has been going on for years.
Yes, this is the 14th year.
14 years. So if anyone hasn't heard of Pirate Fest, where have you been hiding?
I know.
I mean, at the end of the day, so last year, Jimmy Allen, country music star, played on Friday night. I was at
Yeah.
that concert. Phenomenal concert. The Saturday night had Tone Loc and Biz Markie from like the 90s. It was like a throwback, which was fun. And
90s nostalgia. It's everywhere.
And it
Gotta love it.
had a ton of stuff going on. So Pirate Fest is a family-friendly environment, even though there's beer gardens throughout the walking, but it still has everything for anybody.
Yeah, food trucks, arts and craft vendors,
And it's
mermaids, pirates roving around Uptown
If you
Greenville. It's great.
haven't been to it, it's not like a ECU fest like that. This is a distinction. It's actually like a pirate fest. Like there's pirates walking around.
It's
Yeah.
celebrating pirates.
It's
not
pirate
ju- yeah.
culture, absolutely.
There's some purple and gold, but like Steve the pirate who runs out on the field for game days, he's
Yeah.
leading it. But there's also like 30 other pirates that are camping, right?
Yeah, there's a
They're all
pirate
over the
encampment.
place.
Yeah. Oh, those guys, and they drink a lot of grog or
Yeah.
beer. like-
Lots of rum, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. So, and then it also, Pirate Fest is one of the cool things about it is that they showcase local artists throughout. So when you're walking up Evans Street, you see all the vendors, and those are local vendors selling their stuff, and you can see a lot of cool things with whether it's woodworking or the like shops or honey
Jewelry,
and jewelry.
t-shirt,
Right,
clothes.
absolutely. So, are you sure you can't give us any juicy details?
No, there's also a carnival. We forgot to mention that. There's
Yep,
a
for
huge
the
carnival
kids.
for the kids.
Never
Yeah.
been to the carnival.
You should.
Some decent
Slip and
rides.
slide.
It's like
Really
you're a
fun.
merry-go-round
episode.
guy. You could get on the merry-go-round. You'll be all right.
Skeptical of those carnival things, like, you know, just randomly popping up one day and then
Yeah.
they leave the next day and they ride down the like.
They are inspected.
Yeah.
State's got to come out and inspect them.
Super,
So.
like-
super safe. They're professionals. We
Pretty
only get
strict
the best
business
at
to be
Pirate
in.
Fest.
So is the one of my favorites is the BMX show that they put on
Yes.
right there on right by the courthouse.
Yeah,
courthouse
Pro-Town
steps.
BMX show. Yeah,
Those-
right
those
there.
guys are awesome, and they're flipping and doing all that kind of fun stuff. And then you got ECU Pirate, you got Steve the Pirate, you got the Mountain Dew guy always running around like crazy because Mountain Dew's always
Yeah.
a big sponsor and stuff.
The
so
Captain Crunch.
Yeah, I was
pirate.
saying the Captain Crunch guy. I saw him last time, and he was interesting.
I did not see a Captain Crunch.
Yeah, he's dressed as Captain Crunch. He's got like a box of cereal. I think he just comes because he knows it's happening. I'm not sure, but he's amazing. Please come back if you're
He looks
listening.
like Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
I'm not
So-
kidding.
Yeah.
So what is your one big thing that you really like at Pirate Fest? Like it's a go-to that you have to go. Like
Oh my gosh.
put
There's
you on
too
the
many
spot.
to choose from. There's
I
too
don't know.
many.
It's,
like the whole
it's really hard to
experience.
choose from. The concert's amazing, but we're always working, so we kind of get to bounce around when we can. But I love interacting with all the people from out of town that come through. I mean, we see people. We're at the intersection of 5th and Evans, right there between Scullery and Starlight at the opening of the festival. So we greet everybody coming in to tell them, this is what's going on. Here's a map. Sign up for our e-newsletter to stay in contact with Visit Greenville NC. And what I love is just seeing where everybody's coming from. I mean, we've had people from Connecticut that came down for the weekend because they heard about it. We've had people from Michigan. I mean, people from outside of Eastern North Carolina come to this
So
festival.
you guys are tracking that at the
Yeah.
events just to put like a little sticker on the map or whatever where you're coming from?
Yeah.
That's awesome to see. So what kind of economic impact does that Pirate Fest have, you think, for like all the viewers that are like, oh my gosh, it's Pirate Fest weekend. There's going to be so much traffic, this and that. What kind of impact do you think Pirate Fest has?
Well, annually, there's between 35,000 and 40,000 people that attend this festival. That might fluctuate a little bit based on weather and everything like that in Easter, but I don't think we have exact economic impact figures on that because it's hard to track. But
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
It's unless you've got somebody counting and asking every single person there where they're from.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. We do a great job at our office tracking economic impact for groups that we are working with personally, and we've got a software system we run those numbers through. But Pirate Fest, we just know that it's a regional event that attracts people
and it's a
from
great
out.
impact for the vendors that participate and the restaurants and eateries and shops in Uptown Greenville with 40,000 people down here.
And that's not
shopping
just
and
downtown,
taking a break,
too. Like,
yeah.
A lot of those, I mean, if they're busy, people are going to eat in other places too, before they come. So it's the whole city,
Yeah, it's also a perception issue. It's like, hey, Greenville is big enough to have events like this. So
And to bring in nationally known
absolutely.
and touring acts, it's huge.
And it's awesome to use this space that we have already. So the town common is awesome space, and it's utilized very well at Pirate Fest, where there's a lot going on in that big space, from the concert at night to the pirates sleeping to the shows that are going on throughout the day, the reenactments and things like that. So it's really nice that whole weekend is just utilizing everything that Greenville has to offer, and you're kind of throwing it at everybody, and everyone can see it. So it's pretty cool. So.
It's also the ECU's Purple and Gold Pigskin Pig Out weekend that weekend too.
So there's
That's
a lot
Saturday,
of
the
people
spring
in town,
game.
right.
Yeah.
So you can catch a football game for a couple hours and then head over to Pirate Fest, or vice versa. Go to Pirate Fest first, and
Yeah. It's
We'll
definitely
have to-
Pirate Weekend that
it
weekend.
is Pirate Weekend.
We'll have to put these details in the description, Scott.
Absolutely. So you got the Brew and Cue Trail
That you take with
It's a
your crew.
mouthful.
Yeah.
right, with the past pork. So you can get that at any of the local spots that are on there, and then you can start getting your stamps. So then when you get all the stamps, you get the T-shirt that like Warren's wearing, or
the pint glass,
or the pint glass, they're really nice. And then you've got Dickinson After Dark. You've got Pirate Fest. Is there anything else? Oh, the Carolina Outdoor Expo in
Yep.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
So,
like and love it, share it, and get tickets.
yeah, I mean, you guys are staying busy then.
Yeah, we're definitely staying busy.
We are staying busy. I think probably 2 out of 4 weekends, there's part of our staff out volunteering, doing something. So
It'd be like a quarterly episode, just so it's
yeah,
Yeah,
love
we'd
that.
love to come back.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys, we're trying to sell. So we just started this and tried to sell Greenville ourselves, and
Yeah.
we were always tired of people saying there's nothing to do in Greenville, North Carolina.
That's
Greenville's
not
the worst.
true.
And
That's
our
not true.
our calendars are full
Laugh
of
at
Yeah.
this
stuff.
voice. That's what I'm
Yeah, if anybody says
That's how
that,
they always sound.
if anybody says that, direct them to visitgreenvillenc.com/events. That is our calendar, which is networked through with Uptown Greenville and Pitt County Arts Council at Emerge. It's the most comprehensive events calendar in the county. So have them take a look at that, or take a look at it yourself, and there's always something going on.
There is
Right.
always something going on.
Yeah.
And Sierra does that calendar. She does a great job. She will.
And we send a monthly e-newsletter, so go to visitgreenvillenc.com and sign up for it.
And if you ever see these guys out, just ask them what's going on, and they're always willing to tell you what's going on or where to go find something. And you guys know Greenville probably more than we do, but we think we know it a little bit. But like I said, when I use that voice, like, there's nothing to do in Greenville, like, what? I'm gonna move somewhere else. Like, take a hike. Like, Greenville, North Carolina has a lot to offer.
Yeah.
You just
city not doing anything.
right, and you're not even looking.
Yeah,
like,
there's
so.
plenty to do if you know where to look for the information.
So visit Greenville NC and then go to the events calendar.
The events
And
calendar,
that updates
yeah.
all the time. So
Yeah, and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Visit Greenville NC. Stay connected with us.
do you guys do a lot of tweets?
We're not as tweety as we used to be. It's mostly Facebook and Instagram right now because only one communications and marketing
That's so
person
hard.
is there right now, so it's kind of hard to get everything done. But yeah, we're active on Facebook and Instagram. Follow us at Visit Greenville NC, hashtag Visit Greenville NC, tag us in your photos so we can see and share what's going on.
Perfect. Is there anything else you want to tell these million viewers that are going to listen to this episode?
Yeah, I love your city.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Greenville.
Be an ambassador for your city.
Greenville's
Love where
got
you
so
live.
much going for it right now. And what I can say is people that have not been here in 2 to 3 years, they come back and they're just floored. They can't believe the progress that's being made. And, looking at the infrastructure growth plans for the next 2 to 3 years, it's going to continue to just be an awesome city.
And I really want to commend you guys because you guys are selling Greenville, North Carolina on the main stage with everybody else. And you're competing against bigger cities, which is awesome. And you guys are doing a very good job. So keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming by today and joining us.
Coming by, we're at their office.
Well, thanks for letting us take over your office and do this. But thank you guys for listening. Again, like, share, comment.